So what I have here on my Wycom is a horizon line that I can move and adjust. It's a tool. If you want to use this tool, like I always say, you don't need a Wycom to use it. You just get Autodesk Sketchbook, and they have it for the Mac and PC. A lot of options. What's really nice about this is, oh, it's dangerous because you could theoretically make one-point perspective drawings without, understanding them. But what's nice is I can lay in this square shape, and then I can boot up my point perspective drawing, and it's terrifying how easy it is. I'm going to lock that in place. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these lines, and look, they all go back to the horizon line, and it's frightening how accurate it is. And then I can just as easily, wow, this is, and these are the hardest ones to get, the interior ones, but they line up perfect because it's computer perfect. There we go. So, and then I can take out this extra. And if I had a smaller eraser, I could do a little more precision. But I think you guys are getting the idea. Let's bring that down a little bit. There we go. All right. So just to kind of show you the tool I'm working with, because what I want to do is I want to pull up an image, and we're going to use this tool to break down the image. And this is by no means, you don't need to have this tool, but you guys know how I think. The computer doesn't make you better at drawing, it just makes you faster. So let's get that image. Okay, so here we have a wonderful image. It's not my own, so I have to attribute it. I found it in a Google search, but this is probably one of the most iconic overshot places in Chicago. You guys are all going to go on to take high school art, I hope, and you're going to see this Chicago theater pop up all the time. You get an assignment, go into the city, take a picture. If you want to impress your teacher, don't take a picture of the Chicago skyline. Maybe pick something else. Don't take a picture of the Chicago theater. Maybe pick something else. But what's really neat is, so I have estimated the horizon line at about yay tall. We'll find out if my estimation's correct. And I've estimated the vanishing point at about right here, which is kind of interesting because if you think about it compositionally, the vanishing point is covered by the lamp, which is kind of neat. But let's take a look at what this does. So watch this edge of the truck. The edges of the truck track back to the vanishing point. Watch what this does with the edge of the building. It tracks back to the vanishing point. It's really, pretty crazy, right? That all these lines actually work together and bring your eye through the piece and to the vanishing point. Even when you don't think they're working together, they are. So these are the rays that we're working with. And once again, all these are I think the picture's a little bit off kilter. So those vertical lines are maybe going to be a little different, but you still get the idea. This whole picture is awesome because it is a total, I think that one tracked as not the one I wanted. It's not horizontal. But this whole picture is just amazing because it is a total demo in one-point perspective. So if I wanted to get this other side, I'd have to use 2-point, but we're not there yet. So this is what a one-point perspective exterior would look like. Okay, so here we have a lovely interior photo. And what you're going to notice is some things that are aligned with the walls are going to be eligible for the perspective grid. But other things like this chair over here, it is actually in its own perspective. So, this is a great image to learn from, because I think sometimes when you think about, perspective drawing, there's times where you have to like bend or break the rules you're establishing. So this is one point, and you can actually see the horizon line in this image. The tricky thing is going to be finding the vanishing point, because it's going to be off these corners of the wall. So what I'm going to do is a little investigation. I am going to use my ruler tool, and I'm going to get it as lined up as possible. And why not do this in a new layer? So I'm going to draw two lines and where they cross, that's actually going to be my vanishing point. You can do this at home with your own images. It's actually kind of a fun little investigation. So we got one line there. That's all we need. We don't need to go all the way to the top. And then let's flip it around, get it trued up with that edge, that angle right there. All right, that is true. And look at that. So there's our vanishing point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to keep this layer moving. So I'm going to get my perspective grid, and I'm going to do just that. And let's get these lines out of here. All right, away we go. Let's map this room out. So you have top angle, vertical. I don't know where that goes, but check this out. We can actually, it's pretty cool. You can, yep, there it is. You can draw through. So I could put this here, and then I could there, and there, and then catch that, catch that. It's really amazing what you can get done with this drawing tool. And I know you guys are like, well, why don't we have one? And, that's okay. You can learn without it. If you have one, that's great too. But look at that. You can actually map out, and this is what I'm talking about, that ability to see through objects that happens almost automatically when you're, an artist. I didn't have access to like an x-ray of this box. I just know that's how it works. So now you know. But this right here is, it is, don't do that. This is why you should be drawing through. Even over here, if I take this line up, I know it goes all the way through. It hits with this corner over here. Wow. I must be practicing. I got that right. And then this line comes down over here, swings across all the way. Look at that. I didn't even plan that. And it's like, am I teaching or am I gloating? And, it'll be slightly off the grid, but even stuff like this couch is really just, dare I say it, a box. Oh, no, I don't want you to do that. I'm a novice with the Wacom. That's why my line work is a little off. But again, it's super interesting because you guys know each of these lines is doing a job. The horizontal lines, the lines going left and right, are telling our viewer how wide the object is. The vertical lines are telling our viewer how far back in space, or no, how tall the object is. Scratch that. And the diagonal lines, which in this case are rays because they are not all parallel, are telling the viewer how far back in space something goes. So it's really, I think, quite interesting. But, of course I think it's interesting. I'm an art teacher. And you'll notice there's like these little parts where like it kind of diverges from the grid. That is because like right here, like it's not perfectly gridded. If I turned my perspective tool off, I could catch this angle right here. And that's what I'm talking about, is those little tweaks. And that's the hardest part about perspective drawing, is knowing when to, like, I guess you'd say, work not with the grid. And this couch, believe it or not, is actually, I don't know if you guys can see this, it is an L shape turned on its side. Like, go figure. And again, I don't have x-ray vision, or do I? I'm just an artist, so I can see through the objects. And with practice and time, you will be able to see through the objects too, but only if you draw through in class. So that's probably enough of this. So anyways, this is the instruction for you, and we'll move forward and we'll go into some application on, traditional media, because computers are fun, but traditional media are the old ways, and the old ways are sometimes best. So take care.